Have you ever thought to yourself, I say yes probably a little bit too much, even when it's not in your best interest, maybe just because you feel uncomfortable and you give into that social pressure. You don't want it to be awkward. And so you just say yes, even when deep down you know that you should be saying no. Well, if you've ever found yourself in that position, this video is for you. So agreeableness is one of the big 5 personality traits. And so why would you want to be more disagreeable? Well, there's actually a lot of benefits that come with being disagreeable. So let's get into them. The number one benefit is that you're actually going to make more money. So if you're able to negotiate and say no, then guess what? You're going to be better at negotiating and figuring out how to get a little bit more money from your employer, from your salary, and even in little things for me, especially, it's been stuff like Craigslist. Like I've been able to go and negotiate down prices for things that were already pretty cheap and get a really good deal on stuff. How do you go from being agreeable to disagreeable? Well, I did this myself, and this was one of the biggest things that I am really grateful for that helped me transition from being somebody who just said yes to everything. And I didn't have a real backbone, and I'll admit that. I didn't really have a backbone. I'd really kind of go with anybody, with anything. And it's because I always had empathy. I always had a lot of empathy for everybody. I always really wanted to connect and desired deep down to, be liked. And so if you've ever had this situation where you're feeling like you're compromising a little bit of yourself and your values, over time, that can really wear on you, and it can lead to a lot of confidence issues and a lot of problems in your mental health as well. You can get depressed. If you're inconsistent with yourself, it's hard to look back and know who you really are. Not only negotiating and being able to stand up for myself a little bit better, but kind of understanding what's worth fighting for. What in your life are you willing to be disagreeable about? Find principles. Things that you're going to live your life by, and don't compromise. And this doesn't mean that you're so rigid that there's never any exceptions, but you need to figure out, am I somebody who is going to just take the first offer that comes my way? Now, these are a couple things that could test, you being a little bit more disagreeable with yourself. And, that's where it starts, is to be able to be disagreeable with others, you have to be disagreeable with yourself. So when you're telling yourself, man, I should just sleep in a little bit more, you have to be able to say, nope, gotta do better. And so that self-control and that self-discipline ultimately leads you to be more disagreeable with other people, because it starts at the core. It starts at the foundation of who you are and what you're all about. And it can also be a downfall if you go too far to the point where you're not very likable anymore. People don't really want to collaborate with you because you're not that easy to deal with. So there's got to be a nice balance there. You have to figure out what things are you willing to fight for and what things are okay to just let go. And the more that you can decide and figure this thing out in your head beforehand, and write it down, as those situations come up, you'll be better equipped to be able to just deal with social pressure. And so this isn't about getting into unnecessary fights or conflicts, but it is about acknowledging that you can't just decide to do this. This isn't like just something you decide to do. You have to actively practice overcoming your social pressure and aversion to saying no. You have to get used to saying no so that you can free up respecting yourself. And this is where it ends, self-respect. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Smash like. Hit it so hard that your mouse button flies off and you're like, I smashed that like button, Peter. I smashed it. I hope this helped. So this is something that's really, really helped me in my life. And if you just take a little bit of this and start working and chipping away on being more disagreeable, I guarantee you will start to make more money and you will start to have a better life with more opportunities. And that's what I want for you. So shoot me a message in the comments if you have any questions about what I've gone over. I'll even be in there answering everything you say and you post. So no downside. All right, we'll talk soon. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you're new here, and I will see you in the next video. Over and out.